Okay, I hear you guys. You guys have been in my comments and have been emailing me asking for tips on how to land clients for your medical billing business. And so in this video, I am going to share with you some tips that have worked for me specifically and some tips that have worked for medical billers that I have known. So I'll list them all from what I haven't tried, but I've heard that it worked to things that have absolutely worked for me. So if you are interested in what has worked for me personally, you have to watch the whole video. But I am going to give you value in every single tip that I give you, whether I have tried this tip or not. So let's just get into it. All right. So the first tip that I want to give you is actually door-to-door sales. Door-to-door experience is unmatched. It's like, it's so old school, but it's tried and true. The reason why door-to-door work is because going to a client, a physician, a therapist, and letting them see your face, letting them be able to ask you questions in real time. You're letting them know that I have someone tangible that it cares about my billing, cares about my revenue, cares about, the financial well-being of my practice, and I can actually reach out to this person. Door to door is unmatched. If you decide to do door to door marketing, make sure that you find, providers that they either looking to change their biller or add on to their billing team, something like that. When you do approach these providers, try to get an appointment. That will be your best way to, go in and be able to make sure that the provider carve out time to actually listen to your spiel. If not the provider, the practice manager, the office manager, whoever's like in charge for managing the office, you need to get with them and set an appointment so you can come in and speak with them. But be prepared. Come with folders, come with business cards, come with statistical information, come with some kind of education to show them what your benefits are. Why is it beneficial for them to hire an outside medical biller in order to help them to, correctly bill their patients in their practice. So door to door is definitely a good one. That's OG. Door to door is tried and true. It'll never go out of style, I don't think. So number two, the second way that you can obtain clients for your medical billing business is through ads. So I have not personally tried out ads for my medical billing business, but I am part of a business group, a medical billing business group. And one of the ways that we talked about in marketing is ads. Every business can benefit from ads. Medical billing businesses is no different. You can absolutely create an ad that gives value or gives entertainment, something that actually absolutely stops the scroll of your targeted audience. Give them some information about the services that you provide, show them some value, and let those ads do its thing. Sometimes ads take a minute for it to kick in to give you a return on your investment, but I do know it's well worth it. I have tried ads in other businesses that I had, but I have not tried it in my medical billing business. But with my other businesses, I know how ads work. I know that, there is a journey that the client or your potential customer goes through. You have to make them be aware of your brand. Then you have to like kind of like get them to interact and engage and, recognize you. And then that's the easier way to lead it to conversion. So you want to make sure that you keep that in mind, that ads is not one of those things that you will get an immediate return on your investment. Sometimes it will, but most of the time ads is a long game. That's why we see the same commercials on TV for years and finally we take action. But that's ads absolutely do work. It is more costly. And there's so many different ways you can do ads. It's not just social media, it's local ads too, like your local business magazines. You could do ads on the radio, you could do ads, of course, through social media, ads through your local newspaper, just different websites. Just think of where your audience is and what would be the best return on your investment in order to do ads. So number three, I guess the third way that I would tell you that has worked for me a little bit is meetups, actually going to meetups. So I do frequently attend meetups. I attend meetups with the rationale in my head that I want to get a bunch of providers in one space and be able to talk to them and kind of market my services to them should they need a medical biller now or in the future. They have my information. So I do have providers that would absolutely attend these meetups. They attend the meetups for the mingling, the gathering, the education that they provide, and whatever the networking opportunities provide for them. And if they allow outsiders, some people that are not providers, that is just in the industry to attend, then those are the ones that I target. I bring again all my literature like business cards, flyers, brochures, little educational, statistical like worksheets, and then I talk. Quite a few meetups that I have attended, people have recognized me from social media at those events. And so it just kind of gives another layer, another added layer to the know, like, and trust factor that, you have to provide in order for a person, especially a clinician, to take action in order to, want to, take a look deeper into your services. So meetups is a good way to network. It's a good way to get your name out there. It's a good way to show providers that you're local. It's a good way to just be involved in the industry and to show that you take your craft serious. So look on Eventbrite, look at meetup.com, and then different, like things in your area that promotes meetups. So like, different local shops, coffee shops, Panera, Starbucks, they usually, show events. They have like a board on one of their walls that show, different advertisements for different meetup type situations. So the fourth thing that has worked for me, and this has absolutely worked for me, this has worked for me completely. Like meetups is okay. That's kind of my lukewarm thing. Door to door, I have not tried, but I do know people that say it. As I did not try that with this particular business, but I have tried it with other businesses, so I know that it works. You just have to figure out how to make it work for a service-based business in your particular business, your particular specialty. But social media, just for the free, getting on social media, posting education, posting answers to questions, having a conversation with providers about their industry, maybe things that you have noticed that you can be helpful with, things that you want to shine a light on, new changes that has come about, those types of things. Just being on social media, adding value to your industry, absolutely works. It helps for the target audience that knows about whatever you're talking about to tune in. It helps them to get to know you a lot better. It helps them to understand that what you focused on. It helps them to kind of feel like they know you, and they understand that you understand their needs. So when you're on social media, be very specific and intentional when you're posting. If you're going to use social media, some of the ways I like to use social media is, of course, YouTube. I come on YouTube, I talk to providers and help them understand what is going on with billing, correct ways to bill things, certain CPT codes, opportunities for revenue, to increase their revenue, also ways to avoid mistakes. Like those types of videos is very helpful, especially for providers that's trying to understand their billing. I also come on here to help someone like you that is interested in growing their medical billing business or starting a medical billing business. And I listen to the questions and the comments that you guys leave, and I try to make videos that will be helpful for you to, get the answers that you're looking for. Also, uh, not only just regular posting, but going into certain groups that target your specialty. So, for example, if you guys are familiar with my channel, I dive deep into like mental health. So, in Facebook groups, I'll go into Facebook groups that targets mental health providers or mental health providers are in, and that have billing questions that I can answer, not something that I'm taking a guess about. A question that I have experience in, and I go ahead and answer those questions for them. I go ahead and cite the sources for them. I go ahead and also let them know if they need help, with this further, they can inbox me or hit me up. There are some groups that allow you to post, like your business in those groups. So in those groups, I do kind of solicit my business. And a lot of times I get responses just like that. Like if a provider is looking for a medical biller and they see that I've been active in a group, they will not hesitate to be in my inbox and asking me about my rates, about the different specialties that I, bill for, etc. So find you some groups that you can go in and add value, and just kind of sprinkle in that you have services available to see if they are interested in, you know, following up on those services. But besides Facebook groups, also Instagram. I've gained a client just by going on Instagram. I post my videos on Instagram too. Then I go and I try to friend or follow people that's in my industry. And, they pay attention to my information. And I've gotten clients just through Instagram because of the videos that I posted on Instagram. I've gotten clients from Facebook groups. I got clients from Instagram. I've got clients from YouTube. I've gotten inquiries from TikTok. And like I said, in LinkedIn, I had providers that recognized me at meetups because of some of my LinkedIn content. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I felt like all of that is synergy, like it's all working together. So don't sleep on social media. That's been my most successful method of gaining clients. I've gained clients pretty much on every platform except for LinkedIn. But LinkedIn I kind of counted as a win because even though the client didn't convert, I was still recognized from that. Last but not least, the fifth way that I would say to gain clients from your medical billing business, and it is the absolute most profitable way that I've personally have obtained clients. I got my biggest clients from this method, and that is networking. If y'all follow my channel in any capacity, you know how big I am on networking. You know how much networking means to me. And I think I'm going to make a separate video on why I love networking so much and how I started this whole networking journey. But anyway, networking meaning that you attend whatever, you attend any functions that has to do with your industry or that's adjacent to your industry. You also let people know that you have services available and get referrals that way. There's so many ways to network, but the ways that have worked for me so far are through other billers. So there are billers that either have too much work already, and someone inquires about their services and they can't take clients right now, but they will refer you. They say, I know somebody that is taking clients, and they will give out my information. Other ways that networking has worked for me is by other providers, me billing for an initial provider, them being very pleased with my work and letting their colleagues know that I am a biller. They are very satisfied with my work, and they will pass my information or ask me if they can pass my information on to, one of their colleagues. So networking has worked for me in so many different ways. The most profitable way though is, like just having another biller vouch for you and having another provider vouch for you. And because I have, used my networking skills, the little networking skills that I do have, just by letting people know that I have services available and just being knowledgeable and sharing my knowledge. Networking has actually paid dividends for my business. So if you have any other questions or want more information as to how to obtain clients for your medical billing business, or you want me to elaborate on some things even more, let me know. I'm happy to talk about this subject anytime, all the time. I think it's really important for us to set goals and to work that until the goal becomes a reality. Make sure that you set dates and parameters for those goals. The most important thing that has worked for me actually to get business for my medical billing business, and I guess this is a bonus, is that goal setting. So what I would do every single quarter is I will write out what my intention is. My intention is to gain 2 clients for this quarter. Once I made that a concrete, like statement, then I will go into by what date do I want to acquire these clients. Once I have that date set in stone, then what am I going to do to get into these clients' faces? Whether it's going to be the use of social media, whether it's going to be networking, whether it's going to be going to meetups, and whatever it is. Also, I do some cold emailing sometimes too, and I can make another video on how to do cold emailing. If you guys are interested in that, leave it in the comments. But that's another way to get clients too. It's a long game, but it's a way. So whatever the method is that I decided I'm going to do in order to try to get my clients from going to a cold lead to a warm lead to a hot lead to taking action, I write out those steps. I write out what that process could look like to me, and then I go ahead and execute. And I just keep working at it, and I keep revising my goal until I meet my goal of getting, the number of clients that I want for that quarter. So you can do something similar. Again, if you need me to elaborate more on that process, let me know. I'm happy to do it. But that's just a nutshell on what I do to gain clients for my medical billing business. So I hope this video helped you. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope that you guys are very successful in your billing business and go out there and get those clients. And if any of these tips has worked for you, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your results about that. So until the next video, I'll talk to you later.